Echoes of Wisdom is a new Zelda game traveling back in time to revisit what made 2D Zelda hit so hard. But this time they combined the modern 3D formula with the old. The first game in history where you get to play as the series' favorite princess, Zelda. Kind of. The gameplay quirk this time around is in the form of a cute little ghost named Tree. This staff adds a mechanic to the game where you can copy literally any object known to man on this planet. Beds, boxes, pots, fish, enemies, trees, all different kinds of bullshit to help Zelda on her new adventure, adding a load of complexity to the gameplay. Not only are they used for platforming and solving the many puzzles in the game, you can use them as Pokemon. One thing I love about Echoes of Wisdom is how expressive it is. They somehow reintroduced the same creative exploration from Tears of the Kingdom, but did it on a smaller scale. There's not many limits to how you can explore this new world. They give you this pretty cool wand and you're free to do whatever you want within the power limits. The storytelling is what you would expect from classic Zelda. The 3 triangles of Exodia are back, the 3 goddesses, and obviously the evil Ganon. Spoiler warning, I'm going to talk about the Zelda story, so if you care about the sanctity of the Zelda timeline, then by all means, viewer discretion is advised. This Hyrule is haunted by the purple splooge that supposedly originates from Ganon. With Zelda as the protagonist, it's Link's turn to get kidnapped, but eventually it's revealed that something more sinister is the cause of this nasty energy. It's ghastly. Before the goddesses created the skies and the lands, a void existed, led by an existence named Null. Null is what causes these rifts to seep into the world. And just like every other teenager known to man, the goddesses tried to sweep their dirt under the rug until the heroes could come to save the day. It's but a tiny twist on how the Zelda stories are usually told. I like this tale this time around, but admittedly it's just another cookie cutter Zelda story. It's just Freaky Friday. The game world feels alive to an oddly specific degree for a game this plasticky and rounded, topped with the exceptional lighting and some true reflections. It's truly a beautiful game at many points. Every tree branch flutters in the wind, all the blades of grass move independently from one another. The characters actually react when this maniac throws pots all over the place. Each room you enter tells a little story about the people who lived there, filled with all little bits and bobs and furniture that all individualize them. Look at all of these little guys. They're all so cute, and look at their little thing, her little thing on the table. For a map that's so much smaller than most Zelda games, there are hundreds of secrets in every corner of the map. The scale lets them focus on the tons of unique and interesting challenges. This was one of my problems with Tears of the Kingdom. The huge ass map is filled with loads of tiny little secrets, but it was so large that you often run for long stretches of land with absolutely nothing in them. Of course, it doesn't need to be any Ubisoft bloated like bullshit. Reduce the scale up a bit and tune up the quality of the map. And this game seems to be a perfect example of that. The level design of this Hyrule is surprisingly good, with unique features and echoes to expand on exploration, but not so complex that I couldn't just use the bed. There was a water dungeon that I didn't hate with every fiber of my being, so there's an immediate plus. There are plenty of unique ways of traversal for both the 3D overworld and the 2D platformer sections, with puzzles that slowly evolve as you unlock more echoes. That's what's cool about this game. 2 hours in and I could already explore most of the game's world with the tools that's given to you. It's super simple while at the same time tingling all the little parts in your brain that makes it satisfying. If you think that you can make it up to somewhere, you probably can. Hey, here's a little industry secret for you. Here's my favorite combo, right? Put a bed plus box plus trampoline, easy height. You can reach most places. Let me tell you why that's a hidden tech. Because if you spawn a box, because of how the game's tiles work, and you shove it just a little bit, you can make enough room on top of the box to spawn a bed, getting even further than you could normally. And then there's something like the flying tile, which kind of invalidates the entire point of the game. I don't know why they thought this was a good thing. It's so overpowered. Aonuma must have been cheesing in his fucking office, making an item this good in a sandbox game about playing Jenga with random objects. There's a tiny downside to the magnificent list of echoes. While there are dozens of ways to solve the many solutions thrown at you, a majority of the giant list ends up becoming immediately obsolete. This bed will probably be the most useful object in the game. A little too useful. It's the perfect echo, both perfectly sized in length and width. Plus you could even sleep on the bed to recover health at any point in the game. Let's visualize this a little bit. This ledge right here takes one bed to clear the gap. Even more so when you get the frog ring accessory. But any obstacle bigger than this, you could just add another bed. Just add another, just keep going. Just keep adding them. It will make it even easier. I just played through Ocarina of Time and no tool felt as overpowered as these few echoes right here. There was just one layer of gameplay that Zelda can take advantage of, and I almost forgot that it even existed. It's the automatons. Initially, these seem pretty fucking useless with how quickly they just explode into death, but some of them are actually quite useful when you use them alongside your echoes, like the Tok'tarok and the Roboblin. There are no real temples in this game, just distinct dungeons drawn out with Hylian branded Home Depot paint. That probably doesn't really make any sense, I know, but Zelda building a bunch of random bullshit to the Home Depot theme is way funnier than it should be. There are only two problems with this game. Problem 1. The combat kind of falls off the fun meter eventually. A few hours into the game, you gain the ability to transform into Link. This Link transformation is a goated choice gameplay-wise. Design-wise, giving her multiple ways to solve the speed bumps on her adventure is wonderful. But that's problem 2. You are still Zelda. Almost every boss in the game kind of wants you to use this Link transformation. Without it, combat kind of feels like an under-leveled Pokemon battle. Throwing your Squirtle at a fucking Zapdos and watching him just poof out of existence. Okay, I lied. There's actually 3 problems. They brought back this donkey dick ass menu from Tears of the Kingdoms, the one for fusing. Did no one tell them that UI design was hot, wet ass? The fact that 50% of the echoes eventually become useless is why scrolling through this big ass menu is stupid. Now, you may not believe me, but I don't actually care much about the first 2 problems. It's just a bit ironic how they marketed this as finally the game where you get to play as Zelda. Yet it feels like they kind of just took Zelda and Link and just smashed them together. The only times I truly felt like Zelda was when the characters would call her out by name. And even then, sometimes they don't even acknowledge you. Dude, this NPC doesn't notice, but she is standing in front of you. Why is she referring to her in 3rd person? I don't understand. Now, what does playing as Zelda even entail? I don't know. Maybe we'll play that game someday, and definitely it should be in the Breath of the Wild style with some of those cool ass Triforce powers that they always show off that she has. But for the sake of the video, I recommend this game. I actually really liked it. It's a perfect marriage of the freeform exploration and problem solving of Tears of the Kingdom with the contained structure of an older Zelda game. The soundtrack was criminally good, bringing back that adventurous yet infectious melody Zelda should always have. I hope that they continue to deliver these high quality experiences while bullying the shit out of everyone else. See ya!